Hello, hi everyone. Can you hear me? Woo! I want an applause, applause. Thank you very much. We are Creative Mornings, but yes, we are not in the mornings. This is a special event, and not just because we are not in the mornings, but because it's an open mic session. What does it mean? It means that three people that we are in the public here, now they're unknown people, can be our June speakers. Creative Mornings is a monthly community here in Milan. Every month we can all around Milan. We can go and have breakfast together to talk about creativity, to talk about personal lives, personal changes, inspirational stories with, a new way to start the day. And tonight, it's a new way to start the night, because it's an open mic with three speakers and nobody knows when it comes first and the second. And it is so funny because the lineup is secret. And some people laughing for that. But we are so happy, and the team is Reverie. Reverie invites us to dream while we are awake, to create free association that seems to emerge from somewhere not quite within or outside us. Our wool collection recalls past memories and nascent fantasies. We twist and turn them like smooth stones in our hand, creating meanings. So our Romala chapter chose this month exploration of Reverie, and Eduardo Gardea illustrated the team. You can find on our social network. You can find with the name CreativeMornings_Milan. We are so happy to invite you also in the next Creative Mornings. It will be in the morning, not in the evening like that. It will be in the spaces in the 14th of July with a speaker from London to talk about brand strategies, but also like treasure and cultural way to think about that kind of strategy. Could be very, very interesting. So let's start with this epic night. Don't look at me. You're the next speaker.
Because we didn't talk about
the lineup. Yes, everything is like improvisation. We're an open mic. So the first speaker is a very great. For me, he's an artist, but let's discover it. I know, but artistic people are not just painting or painter or sculptor.
We are live too.
Yes, we are alive too.
No, guys, we are live.
But don't worry, it's just for
This
the
will
community.
be deleted, right?
Yeah, don't worry about
This
it.
is not going to stay.
This is not going to say hi, everyone. See you, Maria Chiara, and other people say hi. And now it's a nightmare for Alessio. Don't worry. A great applause for Alessio de Santa.
Guys, I didn't prepare a thing, so okay. In 2002, I was a blogger, quite famous blogger in Italy. In 2005, I was working as a comic drawer for Disney. In 2011, I wrote and published my first book, and I published 3 books after that. And this is not to show off. Now the question comes. Now I live as a content creator. So I'm gonna answer all your questions, but you better have one, otherwise it's gonna be a very long 5 minutes from now on. What do you like to talk about? Does anybody here reads books?
Yes.
Oh, just 2. Okay, perfect. So we're not talking about books. Yeah, you read books. Sai che questa inquadratura mi fa super grasso, tra l'altro? I'm super fat in the guys. Hi. What? Yeah, it's the angle from like this is the main focus of the camera. So, what you want to talk about? Who likes social media? How do I create content?
painting, drawing, because it's really fast. How it starts, the ideas, let's say.
Okay. When I decided to switch from written ideas to like social media, I decided I didn't want to prepare nothing. I just do wake up in the morning and I decide what to talk about.
Like now.
Yeah, like now. And this is working quite well. And thing is, I'm super passionate about. I mostly talk about movies and cinema and blah blah blah. So the thing is that I decide what I want to talk about when I wake up in the morning. I read all the newspapers. I watch 24-hour channel of news. So I decide what to do. So for example, yesterday there was the funeral of Silvio Berlusconi. So I decided to talk about movies and documentaries and series about Silvio Berlusconi. And I have my political idea and my political agenda. So I decided to talk about all the bad stuff that he has done. And so that's how I created the content yesterday. And that's the like main thing that I do. I wake up, I decide what I want to talk about in that day. I have an agenda, which not agenda, but a plan for the year. So I know, like in August, usually when I'm on a beach relaxing, I start thinking about what I want to talk about at Christmas, and that's my planning for the year. And Christmas and Halloween.
Because you know it's always there, right?
What?
It's always there. So there is always New Year.
Yeah, I have a lot of like repeating topics that always happened, and that helps me with the like main decision about what to talk about. So I have some idea. For example, I'm working now for the things I will do in summer, and I have also have friends I work with. So I decide what they want me to talk about and how I want to talk about the things. For example, I work with We Road. I don't know if you know We Road. Is they organize trips for people from 20.
For single.
Yeah, mostly single people, yes. And last summer, for example, I went with them in Mexico, and my content made two, 2 million, 2.5 million reach. So they renewed me for this year.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you like to be defined as an influencer? Do you feel like you're influencer?
No, I don't like the word influencer because it's spoiled. I like the word content creator, and there is a huge difference. And I realized that when I was talking to a girl from a communication agency, and she said to me, "Okay, we have a super detailed brief from our client, and I'm not going to give that to you because you are a content creator, you're not an influencer. So if you're an influencer, they tell you what they want to tell you to tell your audience. If you're a content creator, they expect you to make the creativity of how you will talk. Obviously, I have to say some things that the client is going to pay for, but mostly the creativity it's on me. So that's the big and main difference between the content creator and the influencer. The other part is the relationship that we have between us and our community. An influencer is something that you look at like an inspirational lifestyle. Yes, you expect them to be like super cool and you want to be like them. I'm not like that. Nobody wants to be like me, but but I have a lot of ideas, and people follow and watch my content because I have ideas that they share and that they like, and that here's the big difference between a content creator and an influencer. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
So you do video?
Yeah, mostly video. Yeah.
So YouTube channel.
I made most of my fortune on social media on TikTok. On the, I mean, I was working I was organizing events while the COVID started, so everything stopped, and I was bored as fuck. Can I say that? No. Yes.
Yes, you can say that.
Are
It's
we on
like
TV?
we
No.
put a beep. Beep.
Yeah. I was bored as fuck, and so I started a website with some of my friends because I'm also a script writer. I used to write scripts for comics, and I have a lot of friends that are script writers. So I started this website with some other friends, and we started talking about movies and stuff that we likes, TV series, TV shows, and blah blah blah. But nobody was reading it because nobody reads anymore. And so I said, okay, let's start doing this on social media to move people to our website. Nobody cared about the website, but I became a content creator in like 6 months. In 6 months, I was like earning more money from my social media than from my actual job. That's kind of crazy if you ask me.
But how do you make money with that? How it works? Like,
Okay, I make money in three ways. 30% is 40% is working with brands, so they pay me to create content, which is the thing that I like about TikTok is that if you create boring content that like talks about the brand. If I have to sell this chair, if I tell you about this chair, it's super boring and nobody's going to watch it. So I need to create a story which is compelling and interesting and blah, blah, blah. So people is following me while I sit on this chair, and then they will maybe watch and ask about the chair, want to buy the chair. And that's what I like about TikTok. On Instagram, you always, I mean, it was like that, now it's changing, but on Instagram, if you had like 100,000 followers, 20% of your audience was watching your stories. Your stories were delivered to your followers, anyways. Even if they were boring or if they were super funny, 20% was the thing. On TikTok, I have a half a million followers, and I have some branded content which like reached like 10,000 views only in like 6-7 months. So if the content is not working, nobody's gonna watch it, and that's the main thing that I love about TikTok. So no, it's funny because I'm too old to make TikTok, but guys, I make a living. I don't know what to say.
sorry.
What? Oh yeah, 40. Yeah. You're good at math. I'm not. Yeah. It was 40% about from brands. 40% is I. Come cazzo si dice? Consulenze. How do you say that? Counseling. I consultancy. Yes, I work with brands and people that want to start communicating on TikTok, on social media, on short form content or short form video, and I teach them how to do it themselves. So I study strategies and blah blah blah, and that's another 40%, and then 20% is I teach social media. That's the main thing, and yeah, funny. Ok.
Thank you.
Ah, è finito così?
If you want to.
No, c'è perché c'è una...
Another
What's your
question.
handle?
What's what?
What's your handle on it?
I only talk in Italian. Yeah.
Il mio italiano è pessimo.
If you want Alessio De Santa, I didn't even ask anybody to follow me because.
You
Okay.
can start the thing of like learning Italian to foreigners, you know, a new content now.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a good. I mean, a good topic. It will always works, but I'm not. I really like pieno come un uovo. Okay. Okay. Any questions? No. I'm leaving. Yes.
What are your books about?
I wrote a book for children, which is called The Princess That Loved Horror Movies, La principessa che amava i film horror, and I drew it myself, and I wrote it, and I drew it, and my second book is about Walt Disney. It's a biography of Walt Disney, and it's super. I loved it, and can I tell you the thing that I hated the most about COVID?
Yes.
When the book came out, some guy in Russia decided that they wanted to have it printed in Russia. So it was a cool book because it went abroad. We had 6 publishers all over the world that published it. But what?
What was the name of the book?
The name of the book is really unfortunate in Italy because the book is called The Money Man, and people don't remember that because it's in English, and the Italian title is The Money Man, so nobody remembers that ever. So if you ever write a book, always use your first language for the title. That's what I learned. Because I went, for example, for promotion, I went in radio and I said, okay, the book is called Money Man. And people were saying, I had a lot of trouble like writing on the internet because they wrote money, man, M-A-N, and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, when the COVID started, I had this book published in Russia, and they asked me to do a promotional trip all over Russia, but then the COVID started and I didn't manage to go, and I decided not to do it anymore. And that's the worst thing that ever happened to me. I would have loved going all the way through Russia to promote my book. Anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alessio. Are you ready, Giacomo? You're the next one. So you're always ready. A great applause for the Giacomo Tampetini.
Hello, everyone. So I am a comedian. Yeah. I want to say hello also to the guys from. How many we are?
You cannot tell there.
We go okay.
It runs in one place, goes to the other place.
Okay. So I really don't know. So I start stand-up comedy in English, and I stopped it to do in English because my friend told me stop it. So I don't know. Sorry for my English, but I'm here to listen your question because I think I don't have much to say about me. No, yeah. So, what would you like to understand about, I don't know, me or stand-up comedy? What do you think? What is stand-up comedy? So, yeah, I was really nervous. The first time it was horrible because, it's the first time in front of people, and the problem is not speaking with people. You have to make people laugh. And I think they are the part of this job. But for example, now I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared about speaking with people. Thank you to the stand-up comedy, because it was a real problem, the fear of speaking in the public. C'ha un nome, Alessio, la paura di parlare col pubblico? C'ha un nome. I read that this correct name about the fear to speak with people. I don't know if you know. You don't know. Anyway,
Let me check on Google.
check it. Anyway, I don't know.
Do you prepare your material?
Always. So, more or less always. For example, every Monday in this place, in the Yellow Square, I have a group of comedians. And we did this a cappella show. And it's crazy because every Monday we prepare new material. So it's always new. So the problem about that, you can't always prepare the things that you have to say to the public.
Glossophobia.
Glossophobia. Cool. Yeah, I was a glossophobia. Now it's okay. Yeah, glossophobia. Right, sorry. I think, yeah, my English. And she's Aurora, the girl that told me to participate to this show, this talking. So I start in English, and the first time is really important to have something prepared that you already write about. So I start by my life. Really, I'm from Tuscany, so I really was talking about the shit, pig, girl, my friend, smoking pot. I think there is nothing really crazy or important. It's just me. So I don't. I start to do stand-up comedy just because I think it's the easy way to do something. For example, I studied screenwriter for cinema when I was in Rome. The problem was about that. You have to write something. Someone has to say, okay, it's good. Okay, it's not good. Okay, write another time. And maybe in 1, 2 years, maybe the producer say, okay, okay, we can do it. With the stand-up comedy show, there is no problem. You write something during, I don't know, your lunch, during your morning poo. No, that is creative morning. you, you write something and you go on the stage. For the really cool things about a cappella show downstairs, that it's that every morning I can go there and speak it about me, and it's not really prepared. But when they pay you for a show, so I have some material, I can say about 30 minutes of things that I know they works. So if I need money, I go there and I do material that I know it works. But it's always a problem because stand-up comedy is not just about what do you write and you know it works. There is always the audience, the place. Sometimes there are a lot of noisy people that doesn't care about what you are saying. So I think every time is like every time is the new time. It's like the first time because you really don't know about the people. So sometimes it's difficult, and it's crazy because maybe it's my first time that I speak without the problem of jokes.
But was there a time that you said the same thing in different places? It didn't work at all, and then you said like, "How is that possible?"
Yeah.
I mean, it was working so well. And,
I think it happens many times, because I start in more or less it's 1 year, a little bit more that I do stand-up comedy, and at the beginning you don't know how your jokes works, because sometimes it's not just about what you write, but also about the delivery. You know what? So every day you are different. So every day the people can feel the way you are. Maybe today, for example, I think I'm sad today. So if I have some jokes that works with my feeling, for example, about the sad, the people can understand me. But if I have a jokes about happiness, I am sad, the people really can't connect. So yeah, many times it changes because you have to be a professional if you want to make people laugh, and I think I'm not. But I really like to stay on the stage and speak with people. For example, on the camera they can see, but these two guys are two comedians, two in the cappella show. And I think they can agree with me. Also Alessio De Santa. No, he didn't say to you guys, but he's a stand-up comedian too. No, you know?
Everything.
No, yeah, he started some.
Produzione.
Yeah. He's a eclectic guy. So yeah, I'm not that good, but if you want to ask me something, please do it, just to save my ass, because I don't know what to say.
why in English? Why did you decide to?
I studied English because I work here as a barman, and there is a girl that organized a stand-up comedy show. Her name is Delia. And when I started, and I was making cocktails and always watching this show that is inside. So I thought, why not? And first time I tried in Italian, but the months, because it was summer, and during summer in Italy we really like to do nothing. So there were just tourists that try to do stand-up comedy, and I tried. And you know what? At the beginning it was really easy to do in English, because people that listen me speaking English, I think it's easy. Just me trying speaking English. Maybe, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, but I think the difficult part of being a comedian is, I think, doing well every time. Because sometimes you do 3 shows in a month that are good, so you start to think, okay, maybe I'm good. And later you do 4 shows in a row in a really shit mode. So it means that you are not good enough. And it's a long journey.
What's the 3 things that you learned in the last year of stand-up comedy? Stealing.
So I think that sometimes it's really important to go on the stage without nothing to say. Because, for example, also when you are host of a night, so you don't have your monologue or jokes to say, you can learn a lot about you, just the way you are on the stage. Because sometimes if you follow what you write at home, you are not natural. So I think the first thing is sometimes try to go on the stage just to try to understand how you want to act with people. The second times that the stuff you write, you have to act at home before. So it's like the opposite, but the 2 things are really important, because stand-up comedy is about the voice, it's about what you say, not about what you write. And there is a lot of difference about what you write at home and what you say on the stage. So it's important to find a connection in the middle, and it's not really easy. So my tip for the guy, if you want to start to do stand-up comedy, before the stage, don't do like me, but try more you can, because you have to look like natural. For example, if you watch a show of Louis C.K., the first things that you can say, oh, it's really natural. It's really natural because maybe he tried this stuff more than 100 times, probably. So it's about something about. I think every time in everything's in art is about trying more times. In the stand comedy is the same. And the last things, I think you don't have to be scared about you think or about you write, because if you wanna do something crazy or good, you have to be crazy. Yeah. Sometimes come si permetto a me stesso,
I allow myself.
allow myself to say or to do in the stage everything I want, and sometimes it works because you understand really good things. So the three things is try at home what you write. Sometimes try to go on the stage without nothing, just to understand your way. And what is the last things? I forgot.
Allow yourself.
Allow yourself to yeah. And for example, today I didn't prepare nothing. I think you can say. And I think in Italia it was more easier, but I like challenge. And also sweating a lot. You can say I'm sweating.
Thank you very much.
It's enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Giacomo. Thank you very much. And let me say before the third speaker to thanks. It's gone, but okay. I wanna thanks Aurora, but it's gone later, and also all the guys, all the girls in Salone 14 and Yellow Square Hostel. It is wonderful and you can come here and feel like home, like today. So thank you very much. An applause for the girls. So, two comedians. It's interesting. Not only comedians, because Alessio is a content creator and other, but don't feel like a comedian, so we don't want to put your name on it. But the third speaker is very artistic, right? And I'm very happy to show this person, because it's also part of our community in Milan. So we are not just speaker, but also friends and an active part of Creative Mornings Milan. So a great applause for Veronica.
Hey guys, I think I'm complete the opposite of to previous speakers, because I actually prepared so many things and I rehearsed it to like trees in the park and some plushie. So okay, this is if I get blocked, and these are the illustrations, because I actually really went deep with Reverie. I
Love it.
We can go like that. Is it good?
Yeah.
Good. Can you see? If I can. Yeah. I asked them actually yesterday if the slides will be possible, and they said no. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So yeah. At first, I want to thank you so much, the Creative Team Mornings team, because actually it's kind of my I don't know, a dream to talk on the stage, but I don't consider myself a comedian, so I'm not really sure where to go for that. There's not like open mic sessions all around the world so much. So the Reverie actually came to be a cool topic for me, even if at first I needed to check what it means. I think many of you may not know what actually it is, and from my research, it is like something like a daydream, but also something crazy, maybe even weird. And I would say the outcome of Reverie is fragile, because when something is weird, it can be easily be judged. So after that, I want to go forward and put on a next slide. It's an interactive slide, like it's moving. So I'm in my, I would say, art that I'm just kind of beginning. I use a lot of metaphors, because I have like dyslexia and ADHD, so I have a problem to really read stuff with understanding. So every time when I need to present, I like tons of illustrations. And this is the metaphor of Reverie for me. It's like having a picnic and enjoying yourself in the sun of Italy, and there are strawberries, and you're drinking champagne, and you feel like the best part of your existence. But there's not the real Reverie, I think, in the world, because there's something like judgment existing, expectations. In the artwork, there are stakeholders, and maybe parents' expectations also. So to that picnic image, there's coming a storm. So this storm is not allowing you to enjoy it. You can allow yourself to dream, because there are so many things that can go wrong that you may need to think of. So this huge, I don't know, a jar of jam that you would like to put on a stage, you just kill the thought. So that's kind of sad. And I think as the next thing, I want to mention my personal story with Reverie. So when you grow up, I think it's really hard to do it. Like, I always had a problem with Reverie. It's not like I was bad at it. I think I was too good at it. So it's just like hard to allow it because the parents are like, oh, stop staying on that grass and playing with that 2 sticks. Just go home and study. And that's kind of sad because reverie, when you're growing up, it means sometimes shame or rejection. So you start to learn how not to do it. And I feel it now on my everyday life. It's like I'm now stuck to like heavy shoes, and they don't allow me anymore to go to the clouds. I'm like walking and looking at them in Polish. I'm from Poland. There is this expression that you can swing in the clouds. So I can see the clouds, I can see the artists, and they're going great. They're doing so many crazy things, like Katy Perry with donuts on her boobs. How come someone can allow something like that in their imagination? I don't know. So yeah, I think that's my everyday armor that I don't know how to take off. That's why I really like to get to know artists, because I always ask questions. How do you do it? And that's what is the next thing. How to give a life to it. How to give a life to reverie. How to allow yourself for it. And now it's the interactive part. How many of you kind of consider yourself an artist or creator? Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of half-half. So to the part of you that's creative, I'm having a big question. How you allow yourself to it? Like how you allow the question, does it make sense not to kill it? You can answer now or later as you prefer. And I don't want to leave the other part sad. So I also have a message for you too. How you can try to allow yourself for it. How you can try to dream. Because I think in each of us, there's a creator inside. And if you didn't try it yet, I think there's a lot to discover. So maybe we all can learn from this artist. And lastly, I want you all to come home with a message that try to make friends with reverie. Try to be an attorney, like this little bag of a reverie. Like when someone tells you a fucking crazy idea, tell them, tell me more, instead of, oh, that's crazy. Because when a child is talking about Santa Claus, why killing it? Just tell them, yeah, it exists, and you can maybe meet him and make a beautiful card. Because I think that's the world we want to live in, like the world that's kind of crazy.
Some questions?
Yeah.
Stay. Some question, a guy?
This is a very old memory of mine that just researched or whatever, and you're talking. When I was much younger, my cousin was like 6 years old. Sorry, English is my
No problem.
And he like fell and he like got up, and I remember my older sister was there, and he was saying that he was crying diamonds. And I was like 3 years older than him, and I'm 9 maybe. He's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not crying diamonds. Like, you know, and he was like very like, this is very weird because I haven't thought about this in a very long time. But my sister at the time, who was maybe 10 years older than me, was like, just let him think that he's crying diamonds. And anyway, so I just appreciate this, like, reminding ourselves that we can just have like crazy ideas to just be okay, and we shouldn't like our first reaction should not be to think of all of the reality.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can make a support group.
Less of a question and more like therapy.
I was thinking about it. Anyone else?
I wanted to say that I loved your speech, and my parents are, one doesn't have Reverie at all, and the other one has too much.
So they are good together.
Yeah, they're good together, and I was like always in this like kind of mess because I didn't know what's right and what's wrong. And the book that I wrote about Walt Disney, I wrote it because I found out that Walt Disney had a brother which did not have a Reverie at all, and he managed all the business stuff.
Yeah.
And the book is actually about that all the time they like fought in their life because Walt Disney was too much like disconnected from reality, and yet the brother was not like. I don't want to send the book. The book is not even translated in English, so I just wanted to say that I really feel the thing that you're talking about because it's something that I mean. You had the problem of letting yourself get to the clouds. I had the problem of being too much in the clouds and had to come back every once in a while to like check into reality. And that's a problem I think we all have, or we have that we work with creativity.
I also read a book about Walt Disney. It's called This is Walt Disney, and I really loved it. It's like there was something about like have the courage to dream a dream and even more courage to make it true, something like that. So yeah, definitely cool.
One thing I want to pop in, I think that a lot of what I struggle with, because this really resonates with me because I used to daydream a lot of Reverie, right? And I was homeschooled, and so yeah, so I was able to spend a lot of time creating and living in my thoughts, and like I had a lot of time to myself. But I feel like what changed for me as I got older was feeling productivity guilt.
Oh yeah.
And that is really what for me killed it. And something that I've been consciously trying to do in the past couple of years to try to let myself think freely again is to try to do the things that brought me a lot of joy when I was a child and getting back to that state of just playing and being bored and letting myself like build a blanket fort or try to do a handstand and just like silly little things that like we really don't do anymore. So I haven't like achieved being able to think quite like a child as I used to. Obviously, I never feel like I will, but like I think that's one way to really reconnect with that part of yourself is to play.
Yeah. And we need to build an armor so these super normal people that are killing the vibes, they won't enter anymore.
A great applause. So thanks a lot everyone for coming here. We can another applause. And I want to thank the photo. I want to thank Salone 14 and Yellow Square Hostel to collaborate, to be the partner of this beautiful evening. And I want to say hi to all the guys and the girls that watch me. Bye. And if you want to stay chatting and drinking, where we stay here a little bit more. I know that there's a concert. Is it right? There's a concert too. An interview and something also other events here. There's a lot of events here in Salone 14. And let's see. In contact, let's stay in touch also on Instagram and Facebook and blah, 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 all the social networks. And the next one is in July 14. It's in Spaces. We don't know exactly.
We don't know.
Because Spaces is all around Milan, but let's see together. one of the art council spaces in Milan. So thank you very much for all the things.
Sì, perché loro non